Hello everyone, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we are checking out Trauma by SF9. So this is SF9's comeback not too long after their previous Teardrop promotions, which I believe that music video was like 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. So that's a pretty fast turnaround time. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to be continuing their mature, borderline sexy concept that they started doing with Kingdom and following through with Teardrop, or if they're going to be doing something different. But I do feel like that was kind of a permanent change, especially after Good Guy promotions and just them naturally getting older and just them naturally known for being very tall idols. But I feel like it's kind of hard to go back and do the more boy group-esque type stuff. And so I do think we're going to be getting something a little bit more on the mature side. Now, before we get into the video, as I mentioned, we did check out Kingdom. If you want to see our reactions for that, you can go visit our Patreon. We also check out variety content, listening parties, survival shows, K-drama, stuff like that. So if you want to support the channel and get bonus content, you can visit our Patreon. Of course, if you don't want to support us monetarily, that's completely fine. You can always just hit the like button, help share our video, subscribe to our channel, be updated on future videos. Appreciate everyone who supports the channel. Thank you very much. Let's get into the music video. This is Trauma by SF9, and this is your form of therapy. Ooh. Okay. A little different from Teardrop. Looks like we're still doing a much more mature style. Got a little dark edginess to it. Ooh, what is that instrument? It's like Ooh, Jaehoon that is a man. Oh, that is also a man. My goodness. You become my trauma inside my mind. You become my trauma. Ooh, his voice right after that first part of the chorus was fantastic.
I wanna be us. 쉬어가는 인터미션을 뻔 우린 비어스. 걱정하지 마 서로에게서 서로의 빼. 내가 지킬게 그니까 넌 stay with me. Wait. 드라마 내 디자인 비극적인 내 삶. 그 드라마는 떠올려 내 앞을 채우는 백상. 내게 내 앞을 맡겨. Keep the memories in the back. I told you I'm the male version of Venus.
The male version of Venus. Hey, what is happening in this song?
You become my trauma inside my mind. You become my trauma. 바꿀 거야 drama. I love so fine. 내 운명은 스스로가 다시 쓸 거야.
Oh.
'Cause you ain't my trauma.
Oh.
'Cause you ain't my trauma.
Oh. That's what they're doing with this song. This is interesting. Oh shit. God damn, this bass is sexy. Tiny glasses. Oh, hold on, there's a little more. All right. Of course, got to end with them walking off into the, I was going to say sunset, but I guess it's more like the LED yellow glow. But wow, Trauma is so good. And it is such a multifaceted, layered song. I love how good this song is. First of all, the concept of the song is so interesting. Trauma, when you first listen to the song, you're thinking, okay, they're singing about an ex or a toxic relationship that they're in that's like making them hurt, etc., etc. But then the lyrics take a turn, a fascinating turn. Really, actually, it only happens in the second half of the chorus. It's basically a song about a guy who is gaslighting himself into believing that this toxic relationship, this, I don't know if it's toxic, abusive, whatever, but it's a negative relationship that is giving them trauma, to then warp it and say, no, you know what? They're saying that their love is so strong that they can overcome the toxicity. It's kind of like that trope of, oh, maybe my partner can change. Maybe it's not so bad, kind of making excuses. But this one is more so like they're adding a little conviction into that. They're saying, no, my love for this person is so strong, I can rewrite this history. We can put this behind us, and I can gaslight myself into believing that this is not a traumatic relationship. And it's kind of messed up. It's a kind of messed up song, but they package it and present it in such a sexy way. I mean, not only do they look, hot as shit. My goodness, they look amazing. But also, just the beats itself, like the bass and the way the synths come in during that second part of the chorus when Roan is basically gaslighting himself, is also just drenched in sexiness. It's so hard to not like this song. It's so hard not to love this song. And I feel like that's also the added layer to this. It's like, that's kind of the person who's singing this song. They also can't help it, They're kind of like, by you listening to this song and by you enjoying this song and you loving this song, they are putting you also in the shoes of this person who knows this relationship is wrong. This relationship is toxic, but you're like, I can't help it. I love this person. I'm going to rewrite my destiny, as In-sung says in one of the lyrics, which is such a, I love that. I love that lyric. But it's kind of like us with the listeners. It's like, we know the lyrics are messed up, and what they're basically singing about is an incredibly toxic and heavy relationship, but you can't help but love it because of how it's presented. And my goodness, it is so incredible. There's a couple things in the song where the way they present that and the way the song moves and reveals certain part of the lyrics, I think also feeds into that, which we'll get to in a sec. But the music video is also gorgeous. I'm just really surprised by how well the lyrics work with how the song actually unfolds. Because oftentimes, with the way the K-pop production process works in Korea, it's usually like either a Korean producer or Western producers just write a bunch of songs, and then there's a demo, and then they send it out. And then, then the group changes the lyrics, and it usually is just like the lyrics are added after the song is made, mostly. But here it feels like as if the song was written for the lyrics rather than the other way. And I'll get to that when we're watching this again. But let's go ahead and watch this again. Interesting. I think there's something to be said about the opening shot being this and then the ending shot being this. It ends with them walking towards the LED glow, and it ends with them walking towards the LED glow. Perhaps that's also, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Maybe it's just like a cool visual thing that, the director put in. But on a storytelling level, perhaps it's also symbolizing the cycle of toxicity and abuse in this relationship. You know, it's just a never-ending cycle because this person will never get out because all these bad things happen and they just keep gaslighting themselves and they just keep rewriting the history. And, you know, I don't know, it's just an interesting opening. The instruments, now not anymore, but reminded me a little bit of like a much more dance-heavy version of like Taemin's Want. I also love the way he is moving his body. Ooh, hold on. Wow, so the way when he says tangled like spider webs and they lift up the chairs, they're literally visually symbolizing him as if he's tangled up in these spider webs. The fact that they were able to visualize that without using like actual strings and using prop chairs, that's really cool. Ooh, all right. All right, let's talk about this section real quick. So, I really love the distribution of the lines in the chorus. It feels very purposeful. Everything about this song feels very purposeful. It feels very purposeful who they gave the lines to, because you start with Taehyung's voice, who it's relatively on the higher end. Then you give it to Injung, who goes even higher and it's shriller, and it feels like it's going up, 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 and then it gets to a turning point, right? And the turning point is Injung's voice, because Taehyung says, you know, you become my trauma. And then the turning point is Injung's voice, where he says, going to change, 바꿀 거야 이 drama. He's going to change this drama that's been created. Oh, our love is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with this. So this is the moment that he's convincing himself, right? So this is the turning point. Imagine it's like a curved slope, right? It's very light, it's very high, it's very pretty. And then this part, oh, it's so good. So then you bring in Rowan's voice, and Rowan has, the way he sings it, he does it in a much huskier tone. So then if it's like a slope, the turning point is Injung's voice, and then Rowan is that huskier low-end voice, and it feels like it's coming back down. And that's signifying the change, the difference between Taehyung and Rowan, right? Taehyung, who is saying that, you know, this relationship is traumatic, and Rowan is now, he is at the point where he's signifying the person who has gaslit himself. You know, he's saying, you ain't my trauma, you're not my trauma. But also the way the production of the song actually like audibly changes the tone of the song. The synths right here. It feels like you're suddenly falling in and you're slipping into this whatever, to these rope of lies that he's telling himself. And the way the synths like just really signify that, like you're being sucked in, is really, really dope.
bed I wanna be us 쉬어가는 인터미션을 뻔 우린 비어스 걱정하지 마 서로에게서 서로의 빼 내가 지킬게 그니까 넌 stay with me wait 드라마 내 디자인 비극적인 내 삶 그 드라마는 떠올라 내 앞을 채우는
See, the rap line lyrics are they're really interesting. Like, especially like, the trauma opens your eyes. You're the brightness that fills my view. Like, it's like they're taking the wrong thing away from the relationship, right? It's like, oh, like this toxicity, like, oh, this is a toxic relationship. That's why, like, I should get away from it. But they're saying, no, the toxicity, like, the toxicness of the relationship opens my eyes. Oh, it's proven that I need you. Like, I need you more than ever. Like, they're taking the wrong thing away from this and just, oh, it's brilliant. I'll keep the memories in the back. Like, he's literally talking about, like, I'm suppressing all the bad memories we have together. I'm literally gonna just keep them in the back. Oh my God. Just, he's got his chesticles all just exposed like that.
You become my trauma inside my mind. You become my trauma. 바꿀 거야 drama. I love so fine. 내 운명은 스스로가 다시.
I also really like this set. I feel like this set is symbolizing the inner workings of their mind, They're wrapping it all in a circle, but you see the chaos of like these upside down chairs all flying around. Like, I think first of all, the chairs floating in the air is supposed to give it that vibe of like, oh, it's a little imaginary, like they're inside their mind palace. And then you see the craziness of everything, like everything looks kind of wrecked and ruined a little bit. And it's showing the chaos and how messed up their mind is. Yeah, Rowan has such a small part right there, and yet it has so much impact. It's a combination of his voice, combination of those synths coming in, and just the storytelling of the song. I love his voice too. That right there. Him looking at the lighter, at the flames. I mean, often in hypnosis, the common thing is to hypnotize people with the light of the fire. I mean, that's a very common thing you see in like movies and stuff too. When people go into a trance, they're looking like the flame of a candle or the flame of like the campfire. Like fire has a very big correlation. Like the very stillness of the fire also has a correlation of hypnotism, of like kind of like tricking oneself. I feel like even the way this is lit with, just like the one streak of light, I think is also just signifying kind of like how messed up and dark like their mind has become. And like, it's just like all the darkness is the trauma. And like that one ray of light is like the last bit of sanity they have left. And they're letting it slip away. I love the chair choreography too. Man, something that's happening in K-pop a lot nowadays, and I hope that this becomes an upward trend, is just more and more emphasis on lyrics and storytelling. Like, if there's always, it seems to be like, whether it's Queendom or Road to Kingdom or Kingdom, there's always a group, even if they didn't win, they learned the most from that competition and they carry it with them. And I feel like it's SF9. I feel like SF9, although they did not win Kingdom, is one of the groups that I think really, really benefited a lot from Kingdom. It was like a crucible for them, and they have come out stronger than ever. And their concepts are more powerful and emotional, and they're just more layered too. There's a lot more put into it, and I love Trauma. It's a 10 out of 10 comeback. Like, I would not say that it's necessarily, like, the song quality is not necessarily at an 11 out of 10. I would say, like, the song's a 10 out of 10, the lyrics are a 10 out of 10, music video, conceptually, everything's a 10 out of 10. But because of that, I feel like the entire package makes it an above 10 out of 10 comeback. Like, it's an 11 out of 10 type of comeback because it's firing on all cylinders. Not a lot of K-pop songs these days, especially title tracks, are this deep, are this layered. And the fact that they are, and I hope that this trend continues of people focusing more on story and more on lyrics, it makes this just a way better comeback and makes it a way better song and a way better music video. SF9 has, I think, truly outdone themselves with Trauma. I think this is the best that they've done. And, you know, I'll always hold favorites in my heart, Now or Never, Easy Love. But Trauma is, I think, the best of what they've shown us so far. It's fucking fantastic. Sorry, I did not mean to curse. But guys, thank you for watching my reaction and review of SF9's Trauma. What did you guys think about the music video, about the comeback? Would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, guys, if you would like to support the channel, once again, you can visit our Patreon. We have bonus content. I am definitely going to be doing a listening party for SF9's Trauma. That's probably going to be in January, but in the meantime, we do have bonus content like variety content, listening parties, other listening parties, survival show, K-drama reactions. So if you want to check that all out, that's going to be on our Patreon. Of course, you do not have to support us monetarily if you don't want to. You can always just like our videos, subscribe over here. Be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video, and check out our other videos over here, and we will see you next time. Bye.